Hi, everybody. Welcome to 2025. Happy New Year. Happy joy. Thank you so much for being here. I am so excited for this new year. 2024 was just one big, and not that 2025 isn't going to be like this, but luckily you're here because we have the tools to help you navigate the highs, the lows, the goods, the bads, because that's life, right? We didn't have the highs, we wouldn't understand the lows. We didn't have the lows, we wouldn't understand the highs. So I'm so happy. I am Kara Mars. Karen, sometimes, um, sometimes when we change our name to protect the innocent. I'm here with Alyssa from Shore Holistic Nutrition and Wellness, and the amazing Chris Ferrara, energy healer and author, and an EFT extraordinaire. We are just so happy you're here with us. Today's topic is New Year's resolutions, right? Now, I have decided I'm not doing New Year's resolutions because my New Year's resolutions lasted like 5 minutes. And it was always, first it was quit smoking forever. It was always lose weight. It was always, right. And it never happened, right? It happened, the quit smoking happened when I decided I was done, right? That's when it happened. The losing weight was just, I wasn't lovable because I was overweight and I didn't love myself. Go back it's in videos in the past, but we've released all of that. We're good. But I found a short little thing from Statista, and the America's top New Year's resolutions for 2025. 21% is to save more money, 19% to eat healthier, 17% to exercise more, 15% to lose weight, 14% to spend more time with family friends, 9% to quit smoking, 9% to reduce spending on living expenses, i.e., food, energy, and 43% I'm not making a resolution. So there you go. So years, I guess the older you get, the more like it doesn't work. So for me, I'm going to set intentions and then I'm going to manifest those intentions. And I'm writing a list in my notes every time I think of something. And I'm down up to 7. So as soon as I get to 2025, I will share it with everyone. But Chris, what do you think about New Year's resolutions, and how do you feel as an energy healer, counselor type person?
Well, I gotta say that this time of year has always been fraught for me because my birthday is January 5th. So it's not only a new year of life, it's a new year of my life back to back, right? So they're crammed in there. And a lot of people do goal setting around their birthdays, and they also do it around New Year's. And what I want to say is that any time is a good time to set goals. Goal setting is really important because focus enables us to create more of what we want in our lives. When we're focused on the things that we want to have, the way we want to feel, what we want to experience, then we get to create more of that and have more of that in our lives. And when we're not focused on those things or focused on the things we don't want, focused on the things that are wrong or off or feel bad, we are putting our energy in that direction to create more of that. So I think that goal setting is really important because it gives us a place to zone in and focus. But most often with New Year's resolutions, around 2.5 weeks in, they find that most people have already given up on theirs. And I have never looked at that as people are lazy, undisciplined, or anything like that. I've looked at it as yeah, it's really hard to change energetic patterns when you don't know how. So we develop patterns within ourselves and we move on autopilot much of the time. If you've ever driven your car home from work and you don't remember your commute home, that is a very good example of being on autopilot. We've all had those experiences. And so, you decide that you want a new idea of what you want to create. And as you start going through that, you're going to hit resistance because you're moving energy forward in a way that you haven't previously, right? Energy just likes to continue unfolding in the patterns that have already been established. It also happens with our brains with neural pathways. So we have neural pathways in our brains. If you've ever met someone who just tells you the same story about their life over and over and over again, almost like they're playing a tape recorder inside of their head and it's coming out of their mouth, that's those same neural pathways that have been deeply grooved that are saying the same thing over and over again. And so, what I want to share with everyone is that enormous change, positive change, is absolutely possible for everyone. I am even doing this for myself. As a child, had an auditory processing disorder. So, the section of my brain that interprets the sounds that go through my ear, there would be a delay process that was going on with that. And one aspect of that is that it's very difficult for me to understand accents. I'm the person that misinterprets the lyrics of a song, and learning another language was something that always felt impossible for me. But I am now 51 days into the Duolingo program my friends put me on, and I'm learning Spanish. So I'm 51 days in a row because I've decided that I need to change that belief that I am able to learn another language. And I'm telling you that 51 days in, 10 minutes a day, every day for the past 51 days, I'm already able to understand more auditorily when I'm hearing the spoken Spanish language. And so, what I want to say to everyone is that the most important tip to making change and not falling off the goal wagon is awareness. So setting an intention to be aware of when you're falling back on old patterns. Now, it's easy to do it because most of the time we're not aware of what's going on. We get up in the morning, we start going through our routine, we go to work, we're doing this, we're doing that, and it's very easy to go unconscious. So I always encourage people to do a little bit of stream of consciousness writing first thing in the morning. Get up, get your coffee, go to the bathroom, grab a pen. Yes, use it with by hand instead of typing, and write a few pages in the book. I adopted this from Julia Cameron, who wrote The Artist's Way, a book that's been out for 30 years, which, by the way, sold more copies last year than it has in all of the 30 years combined, because she teaches stuff that's very helpful. And we do this as a way of getting that stuff that's brewing in the subconscious when we're coming out of sleep, when we're coming out of dream time, and giving that stuff a place to go. And so it's just sometimes it sounds like a lot of complaining. Sometimes it is saying something about a dream that you just had. But what it's doing is it's starting your morning off with focusing on your inner world, right? So you're conscious of what's going on. And then from that moment of setting an intention to be conscious, when you find yourself out with some friends and you're drinking a cocktail and you're like, wow, I really wanted to cut back on drinking. And literally, I'm sitting there with a cocktail in my hand, okay, is to pivot in that moment. And so to pivot is to do anything different than what you would normally do. So that might mean getting up and going to the bathroom. That might mean leaving the restaurant and walking around the block and coming back in and saying, hey, everybody, I just need to take a break for a second and I'm going to be right back. Doing something that disrupts that pattern of going the old way. And one of the quickest and most effective things that I've found to help with pivoting is a technique that I learned from someone who didn't have a name, and then I developed it, and I call it the shush technique. And I call it the shush technique for two reasons. One, it looks like you're shushing someone, like telling them to be quiet, and it shushes the fight or flight response in the nervous system. So it moves you from sympathetic, fight or flight, into parasympathetic, which is rest and digest. From a parasympathetic nervous system state, you have choice. From that place of choice, you can make a different choice, a healthier choice, a choice that moves in the direction of what you really want. So let's all do it together, okay? So we're going to take an index finger, we're going to bring it up, doesn't matter which hand, and instead of doing it sideways as you would normally shush, you're going to do it full on so that the back part of the finger is lining up under the nose across the lips and down to the chin. And you want to press it in so you're flattening your lips out. And I like to take my thumb and curl my other fingers. If I'm doing this in public, I might be like, I'm thinking about something. And be conscious about your breathing. And I'm going into a yawn because all of us are going more deeply into parasympathetic within a couple of breaths. So the keys are: make an intention to be aware when you're falling back on old patterns. 2, respond kindly to yourself. So don't be like, oh my God, I'm doing that same thing that I did again. Don't beat up on yourself. It's going to feed the old pattern, not the new one. Congratulate yourself. Hey, I recognize that I was going in an old way, and gently pivot by breaking up what you would normally do with a quick walk, with a trip to the bathroom, with turning off the TV, going outside, coming back in. Any short little movement to change what you would normally do. And this is something that you can keep in your toolbox if you're in a meeting, if you're feeling activated in any way, if you're at a red light, somebody just cut you off, and breathe deeply and allow yourself to come back into parasympathetic. And you will find, wow, I actually don't even want to finish this martini, or I'm going to finish this martini, but I'm not going to get another one. And that's normally what I want to do. You'll find yourself automatically being able to make better choices rather than trying to pressure or force yourself to do it. You're creating the environment within yourself to be able to do it.
That's amazing, Chris. I know that from your book, this technique, and I don't use it nearly enough, but I could instantly feel myself calm down instantly, right?
It works so great. You don't have to focus on anything. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to go to a bunch of points. That alone can make a switch. And you can do it in public. You can do it around other people. No one's going to know you're doing an energy healing technique.
Right. And I like the fact that if you do slip up on your New Year's resolutions, don't beat yourself up, right? Just get back on the program. It's okay. It's part of the journey we call life. Did it slip, right? And it's okay. Just eventually you'll keep going up the hill. So Alyssa, you also had a birthday. I've got 2 Capricorns. Let me just tell you, this podcast would not happen without the Capricorns because this Aquarius is all over the place. But yeah, so happy birthday to Alyssa and to Chris. They're like about a week apart. So I love it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So what do you have to put into the mix from your expertise?
Yeah, so I just want to talk about, diet and how we can, so we don't slip back into these old habits of like, sugar cravings and, eating a ton of carbs. So just some quick little tips. The first thing is to actually add sea salt to your food. So I'm not talking about like iodized table salt. I'm talking about like Celtic sea salt. So a lot of times when we're craving sugar, our body's telling us we're deficient in electrolytes, minerals. So sea salt has a lot of different, has sodium, has other electrolytes and minerals in there. So if a craving is coming on for sugar, you can just like dip your finger in some sea salt and like put it on your tongue and let it soak in there. So that is a really good tip. You can also add sea salt to your water, so you're getting those electrolytes and minerals to your water. Just some other tips in regards to diet, and you won't crave sugar as much, is definitely eating at least 30 grams of protein per meal, right? So I know that may be a little bit more difficult for people who maybe don't have as large of an appetite, but I would, set up your meals where you're eating the protein first, right? So like also for a blood sugar thing, right? If you're eating your protein first and then healthy fats and then the carb, your blood sugar actually will be more stabilized because the protein and the healthy fats will prevent your blood sugar from spiking up. So actually for weight loss and just sugar cravings in general, it's really important that we keep our blood sugar stable on like a daily basis. So, definitely prioritize the protein and fats. So eat those two things first. And then if you still want to have some kind of carb, I would have it after those. And then in regards to what Chris said about, if you want to like change the habit is like do something else, right? So maybe even making it a habit to go for a walk after your meals. So going for a walk after meals is really important for blood sugar balance as well. Even if you had like a higher carb meal, going for a walk after, or even doing squats after, right? Doing like 30 squats because all of the sugar goes to your, no, I know it sounds crazy,
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm gonna do. Hold on. I gotta go do my squats real
yeah,
quick.
what I went,
Ow. Okay. Oh, one.
I went on a trip with a bunch of holistic practitioners, and we were out it was like a Japanese restaurant. They were all eating sushi. We all got up and I think we did like 40 squats, all of us at this big table on vacation. People were looking at us like we were crazy, but it doesn't matter. Like, because all of the sugar will be stored in your thighs. A lot of that sugar gets stored in your thighs. So, and if you do this, you'll notice if you eat just like a regular like protein fat meal, it won't feel so sore. But if you eat a higher carb meal and then you do the squats, you'll have a lot more soreness in your legs. So just while you're doing it, I've noticed that as well. But and then also just to change your habit, right? You can do squats, you can go do a push up, you can do a plank, right? If you have a feeling.
Alyssa.
All right. Well, no,
Alyssa,
some people.
where's our community here? Okay, so that once you get like, I'm not going to be doing planks and push-ups.
Well, you can do a plank on your knees. You don't have to hold your whole body up.
I can't. No, I cannot. I can barely get out of my chair. So I've been practicing this, like getting up and down without using my hands.
Chris could do a plank. Chris could do a push-up.
Yeah, well, Chris works out harder than I do.
I can do a plank with the knees and push-ups I do against a wall instead of doing them, and I'm not terribly great at them. Squats have continued to be a challenge in my exercise routine. They tend to be hard on my knees. So if anybody out there has any insights on how to, work up into doing a full squat, that would be great.
Maybe we'll do that. We'll get in 2025, we'll have an exercise physiologist come on. So for when Alyssa says those crazy things, be like, okay, now for you old people and you one who coming from extremely large numbers, here's what you do instead. But yeah.
You could hold a plank on the wall, right? You can do it on the wall.
Maybe I could do it on the wall. Maybe.
Yeah. So that would be a similar thing, right? It's like changing these pathways in your brain to do something else. So maybe that's a goal, Karen. That you're gonna
hold on. Let me write it in my notes app. Hold on, you manifesting.
I gotta tell you, I've been wanting to be able to do squats. I know that they are like super important for a lot of different reasons. But I think I need a physical therapist to help me with steps in between where I'm at now and to getting to that point.
Just like I'm not trained in exercise, but I do exercise and I work with a trainer. Doing more of like a sumo squat, right? So your feet are more I don't like doing squats like this personally because I have tight hips. So, and I feel like most women, if you've like given birth to children and stuff, you might have a tighter hips, but having your feet pointing outwards, right? And your legs can be further out. It does not put as much like I don't even feel it in my knees when you're doing it in that position. So like pointing your feet out and then squatting down. It's more targeting actually your inner thighs and your hamstrings than anything. So I would definitely try that with body weight, obviously start body weight. Don't put the big barbells on your back like I do.
Oh no, we won't be doing that anytime soon, right, Karen?
Yeah.
I've said it. I've got my notes. I'm going to manifest this. So in December of 2025, we're going to watch me do a squat.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go online and get a picture of a fuller figured person squatting, and I'm gonna put my head on their head and put it on my vision board. I'm doing it. Thank you for the
We're
idea.
going to do it. All right, Alyssa. See, you've already motivated us.
Yeah. So maybe we can even, you guys can do a little like vlog of your training sessions.
I'm going to put it on the TikTok.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
go.
great.
I'm gonna do it as soon as I get my new tripod thingy.
I
No,
will
but you,
say maybe. I'll be open to maybe doing that.
well, yeah, you,
Karen's
if you
very
were,
exposing of herself, you know. So, but I'm gonna try to go along with you, okay, on this, and be courageous, and yeah, maybe do that.
I could put, I'll post mine too.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
No, but I think that's a good thing to, to vlog that and have people, motivate people who don't. I mean, there are so many people who are taking, GLP-1s and they're not exercising, they're losing weight, but we have to think about the importance of our muscle, which actually if you're taking a GLP-1, whether it's medication or the peptide, you lose your muscle mass, which is not good for your health as you get older because our muscle protects our bones, prevents us from, having a fracture, an injury of our body, breaking a bone. And as you know, when you get older, it's much harder to heal from these things. So it's
Yes.
really important that we focus on building muscle while we're losing muscle. While if you are taking these, if you're taking something more natural, that doesn't cause loss of muscle mass, but it is very important that we do some kind of exercise, and it could just be going for a walk, right? That is still, if you're sedentary, right, you're not getting off the couch, going for a walk is amazing. Or even I love the walking pads. I've been I almost was influenced to buy one in 2024, but maybe in 2025. But I think hitting, having a step goal of reaching a certain amount of steps a day is a great thing to start, right? That's not, for many people, that's not as difficult than, going to a gym. They feel, um, they don't feel confident in themselves. They don't want to go to a gym. They don't know how to use the machines and things like that. So even just going for a walk or even getting a walking pad in your own house is a great thing too.
But I also think, though, especially for those of us on the GLP-1s, right? Especially those of us coming from larger numbers, it is so important for you to build that lean muscle mass because when you do get to your goal weight, your metabolism is going to be cut in half because your body, just to be alive, needs a certain amount of calories just to function. But if you don't have that muscle mass, it's going to even go even lower. So it's going to be down to 300 calories. If you eat more than 300 calories a day, you're going to gain weight unless you build that muscle back up.
Yeah.
And that's really important. And I see so many people in the chats that have not done that at all. They have not, and now they're at goal weight, and they're like, oh wait, I can't eat anything, and then they stay on the medications forever, and then that's
Right.
not, we don't, I don't know because I can't judge people, and I don't know, but I do know that it is important for, and I go to the gym. I went to the gym this morning, first one, 2025. That's right,
Good for you.
and it hurts, and I hurt now.
And I've been going to the gym, and I want to say to everybody out there who may be afraid of going to the gym, there are all different kinds of people at the gym. I have seen every size, every age, every race, every type of person at my gym. It is so diverse. I have seen women that are even larger than I am wearing tube tops and micro shorts. I am not kidding, working out, and they have no self-consciousness at all. So don't be afraid to go. You will be surprised at maybe how comfortable you feel. And Alyssa, do you want to talk, mention about the amino acids that you have Karen and I taking that leads to muscle gaining? Because it's helping me with my muscle.
Yeah, so the supplement, it's called Perfect Aminos. So it's amino acids which are the building blocks
Oh, you have them right there. That's great. We didn't even know that.
to building muscle. So it's very important that we are taking those. Some people actually, you are eating, maybe you're eating a lot of protein, but your body actually doesn't have the correct digestive enzymes to break down those proteins, or maybe you don't have a gallbladder and you're not breaking down the fats. So another supplement that I really like is called Zypan. It's a digestive enzyme. It has enzymes to help break down proteins, fats, as well as carbohydrates. So it's like a very diverse supplement. So you take it with your food. And in regards to, building muscle, it's really important that we are digesting our foods appropriately as well. So yeah, all of those supplements are in my supplement store. So we can link that in the description as well.
And just so you know, Perfect Aminos did not send me any money although they could send me money promoting their, just send me Perfect Aminos. I don't even need the money. Perfect Body Health. What's the name of this company? I forget. It's Body Health. Body Health. Yes, you can just send me a lifetime supply to promoting your Perfect Aminos.
Yeah, and don't leave me out of that. I'd also
and
like
Chris and I will split it. Split the lifetime supply.
So we'll have half of a lifetime supply each.
Well, we're over 50, so
Yeah,
we only have a half a lifetime left anyway.
Yeah.
On that note, thank you everybody for joining us. 2025 is going to be so great here at the GLP Support Squad. We have so many ideas to bringing this out to you. We're going to start promoting it a little bit so you can find us. Please like, share, tell your friends. If there's anything you want to know, anything that we can help you with, we are the support squad, right? This is what we're here for. Like, we're on this journey. We're here to support you. Your support, when we support you, you support us. It's a give and take. It's how it works. And we really are trying to get to our right size body, and we're going to get to our right size body. I have no doubt at all that we're not going to finally, this journey since 5 years old is finally going to happen for me. And then what? Then, do we do plastic surgery? So many things. It's unlimited. But the challenges along the way is where we're here for. This is why we're here. The challenges along the way. So anyway, yeah, like, subscribe, share. We're so grateful for you. Happy New Year 2025. It's exciting. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.